Thank you very much, sir. May you please have your seat. The special guest of honor, sir, distinguished senior officers, ladies and gentlemen, central to the Chief of Army Staff's leadership ethos is the Soldier First mantra, anchored on the welfare and well-being of the personnel and families as fundamental to operational successes. In line with this, the Chief of Army Staff will shortly present group personal accident insurance checks to some beneficiaries, reaffirming the Nigerian Army's enduring commitment to the care, dignity, and security of its personnel and their families. May I respectfully invite the Chief of Administration Army, Major General I.M. Abdullahi, to invite the Chief of Army Staff for the presentation. The Chief of Administration Army, sir.
Special guest of honor, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Vice President, His Excellency Senator Kashim Ibrahim Shettima, Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger. Please permit me to stand on the already well-established protocol. As part of this historic event, this morning, we shall witness the presentation of the group personal accident insurance checks to the next of kin of our deceased soldiers. The group personal accident insurance is an insurance policy that provides compensation for bodily injury, death, disablement, and medical expenses solely and directly caused by accident, external, violent, and visible means resulting to any of the insured persons. Thus, this is one of the several welfare schemes of the Nigerian Army. The group personal accident checks will this morning be presented to 5 next of kin of our personnel. Before the presentation of the checks, please permit me to invite the Director General, Nigerian Army Finance Incorporation, Major General J.O. Osifo, who superintends over the scheme, to give us a short brief of this significant scheme. The Director General.
Your Excellency, the special guest of honor, sir, very distinguished guests here present, very senior officers, ladies and gentlemen. This morning, we are about to witness the presentation of the Nigerian Army Personnel Insurance Scheme checks to the next of kin of some of our gallant soldiers who paid the supreme price in some of our ongoing Nigerian Army operations. Before I respectfully invite the Chief of Army Staff to make the presentations, let me quickly reiterate that the Nigerian Army Personnel Insurance Scheme commenced 3 years ago. The scheme is in conjunction with the Nigerian Army, with the Name Insurance PLC as the appointed underwriter. Since inception, the Chief of Army Staff has graciously paid 100% for the premium of all Nigerian Army personnel who are wounded in action and sustain temporary or permanent disability. For all Nigerian Army personnel who are hospitalized or sick. And then also to all Nigerian Army personnel, to the next of kin of Nigerian Army personnel who are killed in action or suffered death as a result of official assignments. However, in spite of these laudable objectives of the scheme, only 348 personnel have benefited. This translates to a mere 116 persons yearly. The major reason identified for this rather poor response is lack of awareness. Upon assumption of command of the line with his robust administration pillar of his command philosophy, the Chief of Army Staff issued fresh strategic guidelines and directives to increase sensitization and improve enrollment into the scheme. I am glad to inform you this morning that arising from these fresh directives, in the last 6 weeks, a total of 234 officers and soldiers have so far applied for the scheme. I thought the Chief of Army Staff deserved a big round of applause for that. The special guest of honor, sir, very senior officers, in line with our efforts to enhance the awareness of this scheme, may I now request to play a 3-minute sensitization video on this laudable scheme. Control.
Have you heard about NAPIS? The Nigerian Army Personnel Insurance Scheme, NAPIS for short, was established by the Nigerian Army to complement the Group Life Assurance Scheme of the federal government. NAPIS was established to further enhance the welfare needs of all Nigerian Army personnel. The provision of welfare for Nigerian Army personnel is a strategic objective within the command philosophy. Lieutenant D. Shaibu, Nigerian Army Medal. The pillar for the realization of the objective is robust administration. In order to optimize this objective, NAPIS, as a special insurance policy, provides compensation to all Nigerian Army personnel who sustain temporary or permanent injury is hospitalized, or if death occur in the course of carrying out official duty. Here are the compensations under NAPIS. 1. In case of death, 300% of annual salary and non-regular allowance will be paid to the next of kin of the personnel. 2. For permanent disability, compensation will be based on the degree of disability. 3. For temporary disability, the salaries of the victim will be refunded to the Nigerian Army for the recovery period, subject to a maximum of 104 weeks. 4. Personnel will be reimbursed up to a maximum of 500,000 for hospitalization. Note, the reimbursement will not be made for treatment that are covered by the National Health Insurance Scheme. Steps to be taken for NAPIS compensation. NAPIS compensation is not automatic. The personnel involved in the accident and his unit both have roles to play before compensation can be paid. Whenever there is an accident, personnel are to take pictures of the incident, visit the hospital to get treatment, provide relevant documents needed to substantiate medical report, child certificates where applicable. Those documents are to be submitted by the Nigerian Army personnel to their units. The roles of the unit include assisting the personnel to complete NAPIS claims form, issuing notices and medical certificate for cause of death where applicable. The unit is to forward the completed NAPIS form accompanied with all supporting documents to Army Headquarters Department of Army Administration through appropriate communication channels for necessary action. Officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army are hereby sensitized that NAPIS compensation is a right for all personnel whose accident occurred from February 2023. Personnel are to take advantage of this laudable initiative by the Chief of Army Staff. NAPIS assures every soldier on every mission of her support and coverage. Note that there will be no compensations if there are no requests for claims by personnel. Long live the Nigerian Army. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Army Finance Corporation, NAFIC.
Thank you for your viewing. And now to the presentation of the checks. May I most respectfully invite the Chief of Army Staff to present the checks. Chief of Army Staff, sir.
First to receive the check is Mrs. Alice Monica, the next of kin to late Sergeant Hanania Ezekiel, who before his demise served in 126 Battalion. Matthew, the next of kin of late Corporal Chukuma, is Chubuize Eric, who served in Next is Mr. Idris Haruna, the next of kin to late Last Corporal Haruna Adamu of 149 Battalion Rear. Next is Mrs. Justina Ebwesi, the next of kin to late Private Japheth Edike, who before his demise served in Tudiv Education Garrison. Also to receive the group personal accident insurance checks is Mr. Obadiah Abimelech, the next of kin to late Private Obadiah Abimelech of 123 Special Forces Battalion. I request the recipients to please join the Chief of Army Staff for a group photograph. Thank you very much, sir. Next on the program is the vote of thanks. May I at this juncture request the Chief of Policy and Plans Army, Major General B.A. Alabi, to kindly deliver the vote of thanks. The Chief of Policy and Plans Army, sir.
The special guest of honor, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, President Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Vice President, His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, Your Excellencies, distinguished special guests, esteemed senior officers, both serving and retired, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to respectfully stand on already well-established protocol. On behalf of the Chief of Army Staff and the entire Nigerian Army, I stand here with deep sense of honor to convey our profound appreciation. First and foremost, we return all glory to Almighty God for granting us the privilege to witness the opening ceremony of the Chief of Army Staff Annual Conference 2025 here in Lagos. May I especially and respectfully extend our heartfelt gratitude to the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, ably here represented by the Vice President, for gracing this occasion as our special guest of honor. Sir, your esteemed presence not only inspires us, but also reinforces your unwavering commitment to strengthening the armed forces. Your leadership has been instrumental in ensuring that the Nigerian Army remains focused, motivated, and adequately empowered to tackle emerging security challenges. We also extend our sincere gratitude to the Senate President, Senators of the Federal Republic here present, the Speaker of the House of the National Assembly. Your consistent legislative support through appropriations, oversight functions, and policy backing has strengthened the capacity of the Nigerian Army to fulfill its constitutional obligations. Equally, our sincere thanks goes to our chief host, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, whose partnership and commitment to security remains invaluable in our collective fight against terrorism, banditry, and other threats. Also, our appreciation goes to Your Excellencies, the other governors, or their representatives here present. We appreciate you for your contribution and unwavering support to the Nigerian Executive, the Chief of Defense Staff, and Service Chiefs. Your dedication to improving national security and fostering interagency cooperation continues to inspire confidence in our collective. To the Inspector General of Police and heads of other security agencies, we are most grateful for your enduring collaboration with the Nigerian Army, which has contributed significantly to our joint successes. We also thank our revered former Chief of Defense Staff, Service Chiefs, and retired senior officers for honoring our invitations. Your continued mentorship and counsel remain a vital resource to the Nigerian Army as we strive to build upon the past gains. Our heartfelt appreciation also goes to our esteemed royal father, the Oba of Lagos, whose presence has added grace, dignity, and color to this occasion. We remain grateful for your fatherly guidance and unwavering support. To our spouses, particularly the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, under the capable leadership of its president, we express our profound gratitude for your sacrifices, encouragement, and steadfast support to the Nigerian Army. Finally, we extend our sincere appreciation to members of the press and all our distinguished invited guests for honoring us with your presence on this memorable occasion. As we draw this ceremony to a close, I pray that Almighty God grant all our distinguished guests safe journey to your respective destinations. On behalf of the Chief of Army Staff, I sincerely thank you once again for your presence and steadfast support. God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Having honored our invitation, it is now time to show acts of honor. May I once again request the Chief of Army Staff to please make a presentation to the special guest of honor on behalf of officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army, the Chief of Army Staff, sir. Thank you so much, sir. With the presentation over, the stage is now set for the special guest of honor's address. It is my honor and privilege to once again request the Chief of Army Staff to please invite the special guest of honor, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, GCFR, to please deliver his address.
Ought to have invited me, but I had already climbed. Kindly take your seats, please. Kindly. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this time I will not stand on the existing protocol. I am going to tear the protocol to pieces and start by acknowledging some elder statesmen whose mere presence here conveys a lot of meaning on the esprit de corps of the Nigerian Armed Forces. General Alani Akinrinade was born on 3rd October 1939. He is 86 years old. He was the Chief of Army Staff in 1979, when I was a bloody secondary school student. General Al-Wali Kadir became the Chief of Army Staff in 1994, 31 solid years ago. And for General Akinrinade, he was there occupying that seat 46 years ago. I think the nation will ever be grateful to the crème de la crème of the Nigerians that are here. Some are my friends because of their engagements in the theater of war. One was my schoolmate at Lamisla Primary School in Maiduguri, that's General Tukur Yusuf Buratai. General A.G. Olonishakin, General A.O. Ogwomudia, General L.E.O. Irabo. He's my very good friend because we worked together in Maiduguri as the theater commander of Operation Latia Dole. General Martin Luther Agwai, Lieutenant General O.A. Hijerika, another very good friend of mine, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, Lieutenant General Abdurrahman Bello Dambazo, who has now joined the political train. I am very happy. Welcome on board. And of course, Lieutenant General Lamidi Adioshun. He was a theater commander in Maiduguri when General Ihijerika was the Chief of Army Staff. Last but not the least, is another elder statesman who was once the commander of the One Deep, was variously the Minister of Employment, Labor and Productivity, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, and a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Born to an Igbo father and a Katsina woman, Ike Umar Sanda Nwachukwu. Thank you for gracing this occasion at the age of 85. The only person older than you here is probably General Akiri Nade, who is 86 years old. We adore you. We appreciate you. You are the last of the great titans, and you still have belief in the Nigerian armed forces. Thank you so much, and now I will go back to the established protocol by acknowledging the President of the Senate, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, ably represented by another soldier, Senator Abdulaziz Musair Adwa. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, ably represented by the Chairman, House Committee on Defense, Right Honorable Baba Jimmy Benson. Another soldier in Agbada, Mr. Governor, Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu. The Chairman, House Committee on Army, Right Honorable Aminu Balele, and all the members of the National Assembly, my very good friend Tokumbo, Mikhail Tokumbo Abiru, a senator representing Lagos East. Our own Dwight Eisenhower, about the most popular appointment made by the present administration in the past 2 years, General Christopher Gwabin Musa, the Minister of Defense. Honestly, it's one of the most celebrated appointments ever made by the president. It's widely applauded and accepted and appreciated by the Nigerian people. Now, if you truly want to imitate Dwight Eisenhower, come and join us in the political fray. The Chief of Defense Staff, General O.O. Oluwede, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Idi Abbas, Sefia Hassan Shaibu, Mrs. Maria Abiodun Lagbaja, wife of the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Abiodun Lagbaja, heads of government agencies and extra-ministerial departments, all senior military personnel, senior government officials present here, service commanders, distinguished invited guests, members of the 4th Estate of the Rim. I saw my very good friend Babajide Kolade Otito will be featured in TBC tonight. Analysts, ladies and gentlemen, the debt of gratitude this nation owes its armed forces is one that cannot be exhausted in a day, nor captured in wars alone. You have chosen duty over comfort and service over ease. You have stood in harm's way so that our people may sleep in peace. And you have borne sacrifices that history will remember even when they upload pets. For this, Nigeria remains grateful. I am therefore deeply honored to share in your passion for professional excellence, national service, and the unyielding defense of our sovereignty on behalf of my boss, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. This gathering, the opening ceremony of the Chief of Army Staff Annual Conference 2025, once again affirms commitment to professional excellence, a platform for honest reflection, the continuous improvement of training, administration, and operation. As this year's conference begins, I urge you to consolidate your gains and chart a clear and purposeful path towards strengthening our national security architecture in a world that grows more complex by the day. The Nigerian Army has always risen to the challenge of the nation, and this administration will continue to provide full support to ensure that you fulfill your constitutional mandate of safeguarding our territorial integrity, since assuming the mantle of leadership. We have followed closely the impressive progress being made in transforming the Nigerian Army into a professional, adaptable and resilient force, possibly within a joint and multi-agency environment. I commend the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Waidi Shaibu, and all officers and soldiers for the clarity of vision and sense of purpose with which you continue to lead and serve. There is no nation that can achieve greatness without security. This is the reason it stands as one of the 8 priority areas of our renewed hope agenda. This government remains resolute in mobilizing all military and law enforcement assets to eliminate security threats and to protect the lives and property of all Nigerians. You must remain steadfast in this mission, guided by discipline, professionalism, and fidelity to our national ideals. We are determined to restore Nigeria's pride of place in Africa and beyond. We are firmly committed to the modernization of the armed forces through improved training, modern equipment, and enhanced operational capacity to confront evolving threats. Following the induction of helicopters into the Nigerian Army aviation and the training of pilots, additional mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles, armored vehicles, and patrol vehicles. We have also refurbished over 100 armored fighting vehicles, now returned to active service. These efforts reflect our clear commitment to strengthening the Nigerian Army's operational readiness. At the same time, we are deepening partnerships with friendly nations to expand research, innovation, and indigenous production, steadily moving Nigeria towards self-reliance in defense and security. I applaud your remarkable achievements in the ongoing fight against terrorism, banditry, and other criminal activities. The positive reports emerging from the various theaters of operations are encouraging and stand as testimony to your courage, resilience, and professionalism. The gains recorded through joint operations with sister services and other security agencies further underscore our collective resolve to safeguard the nation. The Nigerian Army must continue to uphold its apolitical posture and operate strictly within the framework of the Constitution and the national security strategy. This discipline is central to sustaining the trust and confidence of Nigerians. I am particularly pleased with the Army's extensive civil-military cooperation initiatives across the country. These projects speak to your understanding that security is not only about force of arms, but also about winning hearts, restoring dignity, and improving the quality of life of our people in support of government developmental efforts at all levels. I also wish to recognize the impressive successes recorded by the Nigerian Army in its diverse operations and training activities, troops, and enhance their capacity to operate in a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous security environment, both locally and globally. The nation deeply values your sacrifices. I remain grateful to the officers and soldiers who paid the supreme price in defense of our fatherland. It's etched permanently into our national memory. As a government, we are resolute in our responsibility to care for the families of our fallen heroes, ensuring that they are supported and never forgotten. Equally, we must continue to motivate and enhance the welfare of serving personnel through improved amenities and programs that reflect our appreciation for your selfless service. As we deliberate at this conference, I encourage frank and constructive discussions anchored on realism and guided by experience. The theme, terrorism through the lenses of diplomatic and military actions, strategy for long-term prevention and stabilization, is timely